Right, good afternoon or good evening, depends what you want to call it. We are going to be going over Jane Johnson's Endo range. I've probably already mentioned this shit already. I've done the review part of it before I got around to this part. There's a reason I want to do freebase. This is the part I want to explain. The reason I want to do freebase is because unlike salts, freebase, people tend to do more ranges with freebase. Say for example, you might get, I'm not sure what Jane's done with these, you can, but most brands will tend to do an 18, a 12, a 6 and a 3 freebase, which is more options than you would get for a salt mix. So that's my main reason for wanting to do freebase. I'm going to leave this at the beginning of the video, even though I've already done a review bit, just to explain. Where salts, usually you have a 20, a 10 and a 5. 5s are a little bit less common, but you're starting to see more people want 5s now. So yeah, let's get on to the other part. Going back to the classics, today I'm using my Oxford Go. I just had a bit of an issue with it. The pod decided he didn't want to fucking fire at all. Tried emptying it because I don't want to waste the juice, you know. Once I put a pod in, you want to put a pod in. So I was just going to change the pod out. But yeah, for some reason this pod started to fire again. I mean, I've been primed for God knows how ages. So yeah, I'm using Jane Johnson. If you've never heard of Jane Johnson, she does the best of British store. It literally has all the best, like, British made manufactured e-liquids from this country, from Infernal, Vaportito, has some of Fog Monster stuff, like, you know, Shy Tots, Dino Sauce, there's fucking shitloads there, Big Bold, you name it, Jane's got it. Jane's fucking awesome like that. But this is a part of her Endo range. If you know Jane about her range before, she had Del Boys, which was the custard range. I unfortunately never got around to trying that. I don't know why. It's just one that hasn't come up on me yet, you know. It's not one that I've got to, you know, gone out and brought or something like that, you know. It just didn't happen. But this is part of her Endo range. She did ask me to do a review on the salts, but I decided to take it upon myself and brought a load of her freebase range, because this freebase is what I prefer. I will do her salt ranges in due course, but freebase is what I prefer. So right now I'm on the slim with a 6 milligram peach. So this is 50-50, and yeah, let's have a quick toot on it. This is the 0.8 pod, 12 to 16 watts if anyone's interested in the Slim Go. Let's be blunt here. I might have set Jane up to be a bit sabotaged a bit. Not intentionally, but there are flavours I don't like. Some people know what them flavours are, some people that don't. Some people have worked it out, what some of the flavours are. This peach is not generally a flavour I do not like. I always get, you remember there's always a hard-boiled sweet peach kind of tasting thing. Either I don't think it tastes like a proper peach, but there's always a peach flavour, and this in my opinion is what this is. I mean, I know there's a good reason behind the range. I'm not trying to knock the reason behind the range off, but if you like peach, you like peach, and if you don't, you fucking don't. Unfortunately, I'm one of them people that fucking don't. but I will try it just in case something changes, you know, like maybe someone's done a peach that tasted a bit more, whatever, you know, they might have done a peach that has some backing flavours that they haven't mentioned on the bottle, or the peach that does this, or a peach that does that, like, you know, I'm always up for an open one, but this is a solid peach. If you like your peach, this is a peach for you, you know. For me personally, airflow wide open. Let's try closing it off. Oh, now it's going tits again. See, it's fucking going crazy. Fucking Slims. Yeah, it reminds me of the hard-boiled gummy sweets. So, before I get into before we go too far into the video, I don't want to make a huge deals out of these videos. It just happens to be one I don't like. I will probably switch to slim out because I've only got 1.2s left, and for some reason, as you just saw, this slim, even though it's not even that old, is starting to go a little bit tits up on me. So, right, I catch you all for another video soon. Right, this one I've been doing over a few days. This is the Endo Warriors freebase cherry menthol. So it's not an initial out the fucking review thing, but I'm using the Zonda Q2, the 1300 milliamp thing from Geek Vape, with the 3mm 0.8 pod. This cherry menthol is a little bit different than most cherry menthols I've come across. This cherry menthol is more menthol based with an ever so slight hint of cherry. It's not a sweet cherry. It's I would just probably say it's more closer to more of a fresher cherry, if you get what I mean. Definitely a red cherry, not a black cherry. But it's more menthol based. I've been enjoying this one a little bit more. It's more fresher. As I said, it's not cold. It's just more mentholy, you know. So I got to admit, I've definitely preferred this one on above the peach. So yeah, but as I said, like those who've seen my videos before will know when I say taste is subjective. Taste is subjective. Just because I'm saying something I like and something I don't, it doesn't mean you will or won't. So yeah. So if you are into your menthol flavours, don't like too much of the overall flavour behind it as such, this might be a kind of one for you. It kind of reminds me of using like a cherry tobacco years ago, like, you know, using menthol filter tips with cherry rolling papers, if you get what I mean, except obviously none of the tobacco-y kind of taste. But yeah, I kind of like this one. I'm preferring it a lot more over any other cherry tobacco that I've had, cherry menthol that I've had in the past when it comes to e-liquids, because it's a different approach to it. Because you always found when people were trying to quit smoking, for some reason they always went to menthols. I think it was that initial, you know, inhale. It was almost like a big hit of fresh air, even though they were still inhaling tar and nicotine. So that's my opinion on this one, and I quite like it. Right, ladies and gents, this morning I'm on some of the Endo Warriors freebase gold leaf, which is basically a tobacco kind of flavour. This is a 6 mg. It's a nice little flavour. I'm using the Crown X with the 0.6. It's more of a sub-ohm-ish kind of tank, but it's with the 0.6, so the wattage isn't stupidly high, and I do have the airflow locked off quite a lot. I've been using this the past couple of days. I've been taking it nice and slow with this range of juices, using one by one. As you can tell, each video is slightly different. I'm not using no all-in-ones, uploading shitloads at one time and things like that, because it just makes things hard work for me. I'd rather do one big box old edit and that's it. So yeah, about the gold leaf. The gold leaf, it's a synthetic type of tobacco. It's one of the nicer ones, I have to say, that I've ever tried for the synthetic type. I'm not talking about naturally extracted. I'm talking about synthetic tobacco tasting concentrates, you know, so from concentrates. So I got to admit, this is one of them that I've preferred. Some of them, from some of the other brands, taste more chemically than a tobacco-y. This has got quite a nice little fragrance to it, like it should be a kind of a tobacco. Like, you know, I mean, obviously I know the difference between what's naturally extracted to what's synthetic tobacco. I'm not talking about the nicotine, I'm talking about the tobacco flavouring. So yeah, this is definitely one of the nicer ones. It's quite smooth. Even with a freebase, it's quite smooth. So yeah, I've got to give a bit of a thumbs up to this one. I'm relatively enjoying it. It's not going to be one I completely cane the crap out of, because it still has a little bit of a throat kick, considering it is freebase. You know, freebase does have that throat kick compared to salt nicotine. With salt nicotine, you'll tend to find it'll be a little bit sweeter, not as tobacco-y, you know. This is why I tend to use tobacco flavours if I'm doing salt mixes, which par quite nicely with desserts. But that's just getting onto another subject. So yeah, Endo Warriors has done all right with this little range, to be honest. Why am I showing the device? You didn't do that. I mean, with that. Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely one I kind of had to ask for, you know. It was when I bought this lot, because I say pick me out a load, at least pick me out one tobacco. Some people need tobaccos. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, we are facing possible flavour bans and things like that, but we need, in my opinion, we need as many types of e-liquid on the market as possible, whether that's fruits, desserts, tobaccos, menthols, and fucking God knows what someone else creates, you know. There are going to be e-liquids that people just won't be able to use, which will knock them back to cigarettes. So, you know, you can tell I'm not for the fucking flavour ban. So, yeah, good job on this, Jane, and I'll be looking forward to trying the next one. Good morning, ladies and gents. This morning I'm on the Endo Gummy Bears freebase liquid. It's been a while since I've done one of these ones. Basically, I've got so many fucking pods going, so many things going. I don't really want to keep wasting pods and stuff, so I've been waiting till a few things die off, hence the reason why this video has taken so fucking long. I'm using the Caliburn Light. This is like the 1200 milliamp version of the Caliburn G3 or GK3, part of all the same pod lines, etc, etc, etc. It's a good little reliable device, but we're not going over this. So yeah, basically I've been chugging on this for a good couple of hours now. All I'm going to say is there's not much to really describe about this. As far as a gummy bear would go, I would not... It's not particularly a great gummy bear, but I'm not sure if that's, I think that's because in this case we're using freebase nicotine, which adds a bit of a distinctive taste to it. It's got that kind of, is it the, you know, the clear gummy bears? It's got that kind of taste to it. It doesn't have none of the other flavours. Like, you know, you get the fucking green gummy bear and the fucking red gummy bear and all the other fucking gummy bear flavours. It seems to be every gummy bear I tend to try is always the white one. So it kind of annoys me a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. This is, as I said, the reason I've chosen the freebase range is because the good thing about freebase is, as I've probably mentioned in the previous fucking videos, I can't fucking remember what I fucking said in the previous fucking videos, if I'm completely honest with you. As I said, it's been fucking ages. That you can go down in stages slowly, which you can't do in salts. Not to say I've actually got a load of Endo Warriors salt juices, which I will be doing a load of on another review. So obviously that's going to be another one that's going to take a little bit of time. So yeah, as far as this one goes, it's a bit of hit and miss for me. Some people might like it, you know, but it's got that, it's definitely got a throat kick. It's got a bit of a distinctive aftertaste. It's not really one for me right now. But, you know, it is what it is. As I said, taste is subjective. Some people might like it, some people might not. So, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, I hope everyone's going to have a good day. I'm not likely to just chuck that bottle in the bin. Not my fucking, it's not my style. Well, no, I'm not likely to do that. But the good thing is, it's, what is it? These are 50/50s, isn't they? Don't actually say, but yeah, I presume they're 50/50s. You know, they're not particularly that thin. I mean, they're definitely not 70/30s. So yeah, these will be good for your little pod kits, things like that, all that kind of thing. So right, I'll catch you all soon, and hope you have a good one. Right, I'm a couple of hours, well, probably about a day into the Endo Warriors gummy bear juice, and I must admit, I think now the coils had a chance to burn in a little bit. I might have been a little bit mistaken. The juice itself isn't actually as bad. It's gotten a little bit sweeter than when I originally did it. I mean, there was a good couple of hours into it, but now it feels like the flavour's settled a little bit, and it doesn't taste as rough. It definitely has that gummy bear taste to it. So I do give everyone a bit of an apology for that. But at the end of the day, I'm a reviewer. I like to give my initial thoughts. Sometimes I'll carry on with it, sometimes I won't, you know. But I have had a chance to break it in, and I'm still using the same device. But, you know, I think it's important, as someone who thinks of themselves as a bit of a reviewer, to also acknowledge their mistakes as well. I mean, it's technically not a mistake, because when I first tasted it, like first little while I tasted it tasted rough as shit, you know, and now it's started to become a bit more pleasurable than that horrible freebase taste it initially had. So, you know, got to keep you guys on your feet, like, you know, and it also keeps me on my toes too. So, right, I hope you've all enjoyed the, yeah, is it a parlour review? Technically, I guess it is, but, you know, I will catch you all soon.